Hey, what's up guys, Totally Dubbed here, and I'm very excited to be unboxing my MSI GTX 680. So I'm just doing a quick unboxing for you guys. I know this card has been out for a little while, however I got it on a deal from Overclockers UK, and this should be a nice upgrade from my GTX 660 Ti. What I'm currently doing, I'm running actually benchmarks right now on my 660 Ti, and I'm going to be comparing the benchmarks of the 680 to the 660 Ti. I know I've seen other benchmarks, as in professional benchmarks, but I want to see it with my own eyes, and I want to see the difference that the 680 has over 660 Ti. By the way, my 660 Ti is the Power edition, and it's the overclocked edition as well from MSI. So we've got empty box there. We've got the card here, and let's see what's underneath. Let's get these things out. So just like the 660 Ti, we've got a driver disc. We've got a information and installation. We've got two power cables, and we've got a DVI to VGA adapter, and we've got a quick user guide over there. Now the graphics card itself. Just like the 660 Ti, it is a beautiful card with a twin Forza design right there. And I have to say, on my 660 Ti, it's been extremely silent, even via folding. I never get temperatures over 70 or 80 Celsius, and it might seem like quite a lot, but for a GPU that runs super silent and is folding, and as in folding is using a GPU usage 100% all the time, is absolutely incredible. So I've been very impressed by MSI, and their customer service seems pretty excellent as well. I remember calling them and asking them a couple of questions before my 660 Ti purchase, and they seem to be very good in terms of customer support. So we've got our two DVI connections over here. We've got HDMI, and we've got dual link over there, and obviously there's a PCI connection which connects into your motherboard like that. So there we go, that is the card. There's nothing much more to it. You can see other professional reviews and whatnot which take it apart and show you more about it, but this is the card. And now what I'm going to do is cut the video up and go into Windows and show you how it performs. So just finishing up benchmarks on my old card, and I'm going to be showing you the comparison between the two cards in terms of how they perform in terms of benchmarks. Alright guys, so in a little bit. Hey, what's up guys? So I am back, and so here is the 660 Ti on the left of GPU Z, and the GTX 680 on the right hand side. And as you can see, I've got the 680 currently in. So here you go, you can see the difference between the two. The GPU clock is a little bit different, the memory is the same, and the boost is a little different. But as you can see, the biggest difference between the two is the bandwidth over here, the memory bandwidth, and the bus width. Those are the two things which are the biggest difference in terms of why people would buy a 680. And of course there's the shaders as well, the amount of shaders it's got. And these are both stock overclock. By that I mean I haven't overclocked them myself, however they're factory overclocked by MSI, so that's why they're called the Power Edition and OC at the end. So I'm going to just show you the pictures of the benchmarks. So as you can see, here is the 660 Ti. What I did is I did 3 benchmarks per set. So as you can see over here, I've got the benchmark of the 660 Ti in Unigine Heaven benchmark 4.0, So you should make sure it's 4.0. The reason I'm saying that is because I had benchmark readings of one of 3.0 basic, and they're completely different scores. So 4.0, I got about 720. I'll say 715 in terms of average score for my 660 Ti. And as you can see, we go to the 680, which jumps to 900. Around 930 was the average. So as you can see, a big difference between these two, especially the max FPS. The max FPS of the 660 was around under 70, and the 680 was about 80, 82, around that. So then I moved over to Valley, which was the newer benchmark by Unigine, and here is the 660 Ti again. The average was 1,440, I would say. So here is the differences with the min of around 20 FPS and a max of about 65. And we jump to the 680 now, and the 680 has a minimum of around 25 to 80 FPS, and you can see the scores are definitely different. The score of the 680 was 1,840 in terms of an average. So there's a huge difference in terms of benchmarks, so hopefully that gives you an idea of what to expect with the 680 versus the 660 Ti. Here are the two cards that I had. As you can see, the 660 Ti is on top and the 680 is at the bottom. So those are the two different cards in the benchmarks. I'll just show you some pictures that I had of both cards next to each other. As you can see, the design is extremely similar, if not identical, and I would highly suggest you plug it into this port over here, or this one, whichever graphics card you have, because this one is DVI-I connection, and this is the DVI-D connection, and DVI-D connection gives you a better image. Although I haven't really noticed a difference between the two, but it should be noted that there is a difference between the two, so I would plug it into DVI-D. So here I tried doing SLI, but obviously I didn't know that SLI wasn't compatible, and it of course isn't. I used the 660 Ti before I sold it as a dedicated PhysX card, but that said, I don't use PhysX much, and therefore didn't need it. So I sold off the 660 Ti, and therefore this is my current rig as of September 2013, 1 year later after building it. The only thing that's really changed was my graphics card. And the graphics card upgrade for me was about £70, which was well worth the upgrade. And I must say, I really like the 680. The 680 gives me extra boost in terms of FPS when I'm playing on Battlefield 3. I've in fact yet to discover a drop in FPS to under 65, which is incredible, whereas the 660 Ti would drop to 45 sometimes. But that said, the 660 Ti is an incredible card. I absolutely love that card, but for the little upgrade price that I was able to get, the 680 was definitely worth that upgrade. So if you guys are thinking of upgrading, do weigh up the costs. As my friend tried to say to me, it's not worth it if you're not going to actually use it, and he's very right in saying that, because it's utterly pointless in upgrading a PC if you're not using it to its potential. Therefore, what's the point of going for a later 7th generation Nvidia card when in reality you're not going to actually use it, or there's no games that actually challenge it? And it depends on your setup. So in my case, I've only got one single monitor, which is an IPS screen at 1080p and at 60 Hz. Meaning in reality I don't have to go over 60 FPS, which both the 660 and the 660 Ti and the 680 do very capably. And as I'm at 1080p resolution, I don't have to worry about 1440p resolution or anything like that. So long story short, I had a PC which was running perfectly fine, but seeing as I wanted just to future-proof myself for maybe an extra 1 or 2 years, I thought that 680 was a worthy upgrade, especially for the price. And just to finish off, as you can see, I had these stickers on the side, the Totally Dubbed stickers, as you saw previously, sent to me by Extreme Skins on eBay, which you can check out, and he was very kind enough in printing Totally Dubbed stickers, which I've put on the side of my PC, which makes it more personal, I guess, because it's really nice to have a more personalized PC. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do let me know your comments below, and your specs of your PCs and whatnot, and what you think is the current rate in terms of, is it worth upgrading or not. I know a few people, and especially a good friend of mine who is very into PCs and knows PC building very well, in and out, shall I say. He hasn't upgraded his PC for the last 2 generations because he hasn't needed to, and I very much agree with him that there's no need to upgrade your PC until you really need to, as in if you're dropping to 30 FPS in games and you want to play on max settings. Anyway guys, take care. Totally Dubbed out. Bye bye.